Did you get that motion?
$15,000.
It's been moved and seconded I'm sorry, I think I need to back up a little bit here.
Article 63, $15,000.
I'm sorry, I'm out of order. I need to take a vote on whether the body wants to reconsider this vote first. All those in favor of reconsidering Article 6, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed to reconsidering Article 6, please say nay. Nay. I'm going to ask for a hand vote. All those in favor of reconsidering Article 6? All those opposed to reconsidering Article number 6? Okay, the vote is 71 to reconsider, 65 to not reconsider, so we will open it up for reconsideration. So, discussion on Article 6 once again. Dan?
I would like to make a motion to make that amount $15,000.
Been moved and seconded to amend Article 6 to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $15,000 to be placed in the Shed Porter Library Capital Reserve Fund.
Move the question.
Then moved and seconded that we end deliberation on the amendment. All those in favor of amending Article 6 to the sum of $15,000, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Aye. We'll call that an aye vote. We are now opening discussion on the amended Article 6.
Move the question.
Then moved and seconded that we end debate on the amended Article 6. All those in favor of moving the question, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? In that case, Article 6 will go on the ballot to read, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $15,000 to be placed in the Shed Porter Library Capital Reserve Fund. Article 7, see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $2,500 to be placed in the Ambulance Capital Reserve Fund, established 1992. Majority vote required, recommended by the Board of Selectmen. This appropriation is in addition to warrant Article 2 of the operating budget.
Move it be placed on the ballot as written.
Do I have a second? Second. Moved and seconded that Article 7 be placed on the ballot as written.
Move the question.
We're going to move and seconded that we move the question. All those in favor of moving the question, ending deliberation, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Yeah, in that case, Article 7 will go on the ballot as Article 8, see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $2,500 to be placed in the police capital reserve fund established 2012. Majority vote required, recommended by the Board of Selectmen. This is in addition to warrant Article 2, the operating budget. Do I have a motion?
Move the article be placed on the ballot as written.
Do I have a second? Moved and seconded that Article 8 be placed on the ballot as written. Do I have discussion?
Move the question.
Moved and seconded that discussion be ended on Article 8. All those in favor of ending deliberation on Article 8, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? I will declare that an aye vote. Article 8 will be placed on the ballot as written. Article 9, to see if the town will raise and appropriate the sum of $25,000 to be placed in the Bridges Capital Reserve Fund established in 2012. Majority vote required, recommended by the Board of Selectmen. This is in addition to warrant Article 2, the operating budget. Do I have a motion?
Move it be placed on the ballot as written.
Have a second? Moved and seconded that Article 9 be placed on the ballot as written. Do I have discussion?
One thing, this is a fun fact. We learned in a selectmen's meeting when we had engineers who do this sort of thing for a living that the average large culvert replacement in New Hampshire costs $925,000. $25,000 to throw at our bridges is almost no money at all, but it's better than nothing.
Other discussion?
Second.
Been moved and seconded that, where am I? Article 9. That we end discussion on Article 9. All of those in favor of moving the question, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? In that case, I will take that as an aye vote, and Article 9 will be placed on the ballot as written. Article 10, see if the town will vote to establish a capital reserve fund under the provisions of RSA 35-1 for the transfer station capital improvements and to raise and appropriate the sum of $2,500 to be placed in that fund. Majority vote required, recommended by the Board of Selectmen. This is in addition to warrant article number 2, the operating budget. Do I have a motion?
Move the article be placed on the ballot as written.
Do I have a second? Moved and seconded that Article 10 be placed on the ballot as written. Is there any discussion?
I understand that from some of the other pieces of paper we have that most years the dump, as we'll call it, makes money. So, and quite a bit of money. I think the last one was like $6,000. And why can't we take some of that capital money that's coming as a revenue and offset that?
The dump brings in money, it doesn't make money. Okay, there's a huge difference. It brings in money which helps run its bills. So, yeah, but what we want to set up the capital reserve for, we could set it up so that it actually made money. And the money that it made would go in the capital reserve fund. That seems a bit more complex, with a lot more moving parts than simply saying that yes, we recognize we have equipment there, yes, we recognize we have a truck there, yes, we recognize we have buildings there. They're all going to need repair, replacement, and the like. So $2,500 seems to be a pretty modest amount considering everything that we've got there and that we're going to have to replace someday.
Move the question.
Second. I would just like to ask, we're in Catalina, the recycling center, is it listed on there? Can you just tell us what the balance is?
Transfer station.
No, this actually is going to help create that because it's not listed on there.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we end discussion on Article 10. All those in favor of moving the question, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Okay. Article 10 will therefore go on the ballot as written. Article 11. See if the town will vote to purchase a 2015 one-ton 5,500 Dodge truck with stainless steel body for the Department of Public Works, or DPW department, and to raise an appropriate sum of $112,966 for this purpose, and to authorize the withdrawal of that entire $112,966 for this purpose from the Highway Capital Reserve Fund with no additional amount be raised by 2014 taxation. Majority vote required, recommended by the Board of Selectmen. This is in addition to warrant Article 2 of the operating budget.
I move the article be placed on the ballot as written.
Moved and seconded that Article 11 be placed on the ballot as written. Do I have any discussion?
I'm assuming that the 112,000 is the product of a competitive bid process and deliberations and all that stuff.
Exactly right.
So this is, in our estimation, the best deal that we
This
can
is what
get.
we decided on after the discussions of meeting after meeting after meeting after
So we
meeting.
don't need to do that now.
Not now.
Thank you.
Warren. Moved and seconded that we end debate on Article. It's been moved and seconded that we end debate on Article 11. All those in favor of moving the question, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? No. Show of hands, please. All those in favor of moving the question?
18.
All those opposed to moving the question at this time?
$47, 47. Pardon me? It's official now, but you don't matter.
Okay, now 51 members, 54 nay. We will continue discussion on Article 11. Do I have comments? Sir, back to the room.
Yes, it is. It's a Dodge 5500. Identical to the one we had. So parts will.
Joe.
I got a question for David. Can you explain why you want to pick up truck, why not get a dump truck? Maybe you have a dual purpose.
This is a 1 ton. Those 2 1 tons do all the salting. One goes to that end of town, one goes to that end of town, and it takes about 3 hours to do your salting.
Right, can you do it with a dump truck?
You can, but you can't control the amount of salt and flow coming out of the dump truck that you can out of the little trucks. We use a whole lot less salt by using the small trucks.
My question is, a dump truck, you take out the salt or in summertime, using it as a dump truck and do all the work with a dump truck. Did you do a figure of the trade-off of how much salt you're using versus the duality of the truck?
These are all combination bodies. There's no take in, take out. The same body and everything is on that truck, the summer and winter.
Yes. David, why do you need a stainless steel truck versus a standard truck that's been undercoated, et cetera?
What our intention is, with buying stainless steel is, at the end of 10 years, this one we're replacing is now 12 years old, but at the end of 10 years, take this body off, and whatever plow equipment is in really good shape, we'll go right back on a new chassis. Whereas our painted bodies, the one we have now, which is 12 years old, has been painted 4 times, and you can pretty much stick your finger through it wherever you would like.
Elizabeth?
What's the answer? I mean, what's changed the last 10 years? Is that body gonna fit on a new truck?
Yes, it will. That's
Are you
not,
positive of that?
I'm 100% positive. 150% positive. Because other towns around us are doing this exact same thing. The town of Kentfield just did 3 trucks, saving $30,000 per unit for them trucks.
Mike?
Yeah, in response to this gentleman here, the purpose of the smaller truck is to get around a whole lot faster than a big 6-wheel truck. They may not be able to take as much payload. You can hit the hot spots if you have a really bad storm. A lot of people let the cover get out and get going.
In this truck, we'll buy the both going each way, one load of salt, in both directions, then we're coming right back and we're ready to do something else. That takes care of what we have for now.
I'll come back.
Now, you say you're buying a new truck to replace this, or we're retaining it?
No, we bought one last year at capital reserve. This will be the one to replace.
In addition to the one that you're using now?
Correct.
Is it not functioning truck-wise and just the body's bad?
The truck we have right now is a Go-To 550. You can reach up underneath and pull the seat down from the floor.
Runs down?
It's not. There's nothing left.
Tom?
I have a question. Going back to the dump truck versus the pickup truck,
Pardon?
going back to the observation about the dump truck versus the pickup truck, what would be the cost of it, a dump truck? That could maybe be used for more purposes than just a pickup.
We have a really nice balance right now, 2 little trucks and a pickup, and 3 dump trucks. It works perfect.
So we're not gonna need a pickup, I mean, we're not gonna need a dump truck in the next 2 years.
Yes, there's another truck on that 20-year plan to be replaced next year.
Okay, so why wouldn't we buy the dump truck now and use it to spread salt and just use this $115,000 as part of the cost of the dump truck? What is the cost of a dump truck?
I'm not real sure what your question is, but let me back up a second. If you pull this one truck out of coordination, when this truck's assaulting, other trucks are plowing and clearing roads. So something is not going to get done. We have a really good balance right now.
No, but if you don't buy a pickup to do the salting, but you buy a dump truck to do the salting, you're not gonna miss a truck. What is the cost of a dump truck versus the pickup? That was the question.
I don't know, because I have not done that.
About half.
The big bodies, yeah, the big bodies are twice as much, the trucks are twice as much. Your chassis for a big truck is probably 90 to 100,000. Your body probably going to be pretty close to the same, because you're going to have to outfit it with plow equipment and everything else.
Randy?
The implication of these questions is that this 5,500 isn't going to be used in the summer for any purpose, is that true?
No, this will be used year round.
Yeah, and it's not a pickup truck, it is a small lumber.
It's a ton and a half.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Can you make do with, I know you don't want Ford, that was obvious in the last meeting. The Ford, I mean, this is a truck that doesn't even have a plow, right? You're going to supply the plow trucks, correct?
We have the plow itself,
So,
all the plow equipment.
112 doesn't include the plow. Is that
All
what
the
you're
plow
saying?
equipment will come on this truck.
Okay, the other thing is that being it's a stainless steel body,
Yes.
you can't just take it to Bob to have it welded if it gets damaged, right?
Of course you can. We can weld it ourselves. We have plastic guns, we can cut it, we can do whatever we want. Yes.
But compared to like a Ford, a dually dump truck, one ton, make do with that, or is that something that you don't want to deal with? And that is allowed, by the way.
It doesn't have a combination body on it like what we're trying to do. If you do that, then you have to buy some sort of a sander to slide in the back.
You don't have that type of sander?
No,
Like a
no,
slider?
no. We used to have, and the problem we were having was springs breaking all the time. A lot of other stuff because you load, you got a B in the back, and your load is way up high. So your truck is doing this all the time, and it just racks, and it won't last for 10 years. Then we can get out of it.
Now, you have an old Ford there that's parked on the side, it's an old Ford 350. How old is that truck?
That's a 550, and that's an 01. The one we're replacing is an 02, and we're robbing parts from that 01 to keep this 02 running.
Okay, I had a hand way against the back wall, I believe. Yeah.
I think David just answered it, but first of all, I think the highway department does a great job. But you said you have trucks plowing and trucks sanding. Why can't the truck with plowing and sanding talk like the state truck do? But I think you just answered by saying you don't put a sander in the back of the truck.
Right.
Is that correct? So we need 4 trucks to do the job with 2.
No. In order to get the school buses around in a timely manner, we have to be at work at 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning to have the school buses and the road salted, the sanded for the most part, by the time the school buses run at 5:30 or 6 o'clock. And that takes 6 minutes. If you pull one truck out of that combination, something's is gonna have to wait. That's fine. But it ain't gonna be fine with your kids on the bus on the slippery road.
But the plow trucks can't salt and sand, is that correct?
Yes, they are doing that, but they are on other roads. Well, the big trucks are clearing the mine road, per se. The little truck isn't quite clearing the mine road one pass. So the big truck runs down, Scott is doing Rogers Road and all the other roads, so the kids can get to the school bus. And as soon as Michael is off the mine road, we just use that for an example, the salt truck goes down and salts, he comes back, he goes right back onto the sand and the group, so everybody else go.
Mike?
Some of these roads now that can't take the big trucks. They're hills, they're steep, you can't, don't carry a lot of this ballast on those roads. David knows, you get in trouble really, really fast. Little truck, you can still carry a little bit of sand, a little bit of salt, they can still plow these roads and get around a whole lot faster. It's great for the big trucks, but the big trucks can only do so much.
Okay. Todd? Do I have a second? Moved and seconded that we end discussion on Article 11. All of those in favor of ending discussion on Article 11, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? I'll declare that an affirmative vote. Article 11 will go on the ballot as written. Article 12, see if the town will vote to raise an appropriate sum of $55,000 to repair the 1994 John Deere grader for the Department of Public Works. Majority vote required, recommended by the Board of Selectmen. This is in addition to warrant Article 2, the operating budget. Do I have a motion?
Sorry.
You seconded? Moved and seconded that Article 12 be placed on the ballot as written. Do I have any discussion?
Margaret Whitmer, I'd like to amend that article to be $42,000. And the reason for that, or $45,000, I'm sorry. We now have a quote, I believe, in place for $42,000 for the grader. So I'd like to change that to $45,000.
Are you making that in the form of an amendment?
Yes.
Okay, moved and seconded that Article 12 be amended to the sum of, was that 45?
45.
$45,000. Is there discussion on the amendment? Oh, yeah, look, David, did you have something to say?
When you, this money that's in that quote does not cover a whole lot of components on that grader. It doesn't cover the transmission, the chain cases, the gears, the chains, any hydraulic lines or anything like that. That's just the main components that Nortrax thought we should get done immediately. So I can come back next year and ask for more money to do tomorrow, if that's what you want to do. Or we can put absolutely nothing in it and run it into the ground.
We don't want to do that. That is silly.
No, we'd like to put, prepare the rate to the point where you can use it. But you also mentioned that, the hydraulic hose could last a year or 10 years. And, I mean, if there's a bad hydraulic hose, then I would say replace it. And, and if it was a hose or something, why could that be taken out of maintenance?
Yes.
Highway maintenance?
That, yeah, the problem being, when I got, we'll take crack over here. Half of that tore up. And I'm sitting in the middle of it with a broken hydraulic hose. Nobody's getting by because I can't move. Because the minute you hit the switch, the hydraulic hose will hit.
Glenn, you have something?
Yeah, I have a quick question. This is, I don't know where the water, we only can spend up to that amount of money on that particular project. So if we have $55,000 and $45,000 on that thing, it breaks down, can we take money out of maintenance to fix it? Because the way I understand water articles, you can't go over that amount that's approved to work on that rig. I don't know if we can or not, so it's a question maybe the selectman can answer.
Want someone to speak to that?
Well, the way, if I understand your question correctly, Glenn, anything over that would have to come out of the maintenance, that's true.
But I thought you couldn't, if you were gonna build a bridge, and you only had $150,000 to build that bridge, that's all you can spend on that.
Well, I guess what we're talking about is two different things. Okay? If it's in the shop and they find something, I'd have to look up to see exactly how that works. If we got the thing back and it broke, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're lining yourself up for a possible issue there.
And he put his budget together for the repairs, of course, thinking that he'd have enough money to fix it while it was in the shop, while they had it open.
Can he spend an extra money over the $45,000 or $55,000 on that?
Oh, no.
equipment?
I don't believe so.
Because of the warrant.
Hold your comments, please. David?
What this $42,000 or $45,000 or whatever the number is you give me will fix what is on that piece of paper. Anything beyond that, I don't see why it can't come out of my maintenance budget.
Sir?
Dave, quick question. What is your projection for next year, $755,000, on what it's going to be next year to get this thing going? And the second part of that question is, how much is the new grader cost?
I've done all them numbers, but nobody wants to hear them, except you. So, I'm not even gonna go there unless you want to.
Say what a new grader costs.
Right now, the one I was looking at was $248,000, I believe. That was a Volvo. John Deere was $275,000. John Deere would allow us no more than $20,000, I believe the number was, for our grader. Volvo will allow us $36,000. And I had a claim, that's nothing to do with it, so let's go.
Moved and seconded that we have debate on Article 12. All those in favor of ending debate on Article 12, please say aye. Those opposed? I declare an affirmative vote. Article 12 will go on the ballot as written.